Yes, it is code compliant to use 14/2 Romex for the switch leg of a furnace safety switch and fire-o-matic fused safety wired in series, as long as the following conditions are met. Firstly, the switch leg is protected by a circuit breaker or fuse in accordance with National Electrical Code section 430.22 F3. This means that the circuit breaker or fuse must not exceed 15 amps, as 14/2 Romex is rated for 15 amps. Secondly, the white wire is properly re-identified as a hot conductor. This can be done by wrapping black tape around both ends of the white wire, as specified in National Electrical Code section 210.5A. Thirdly, the wires are properly terminated in the switch and fire-o-matic fuse safety according to National Electrical Code section 404.2C. This means that the wires are securely fastened under the screw terminals and that the terminals are tightened to the manufacturer's specifications. It is important to consult with a qualified electrician before performing any electrical work, as improper wiring can create a fire hazard. 14/2 Romex is typically used for lighting circuits, so it is important to make sure that the circuit breaker or fuse protecting the switch leg is properly sized for the load. If the furnace requires a higher amperage than 15 amps, then 14/2 Romex cannot be used for the switch leg. National Electrical Code section 210.5 covers identification for branch circuits, specifically dealing with grounded conductors. It mandates that a conductor intended to be used as a grounded conductor must be identified by a continuous white or grey color. The exception to this is detailed in 210.5C. It's crucial to properly identify conductors to ensure safe and correct wiring. Using black tape to re-identify white wire as a hot conductor is the standard practice, but it must be done correctly on both ends of the wire. National Electrical Code section 404.2C pertains to the requirements for switches. Specifically, it states that switches must be installed in a readily accessible location and must be installed so that the center of the grip of the operating handle, when in its highest position, is not more than 6 feet 7 inches above the floor or working platform. This section focuses on the physical installation and accessibility of switches, ensuring they are conveniently located for operation and maintenance. The code aims to standardize switch placement to ensure user convenience and safety. National Electrical Code section 430.22 F3 provides guidance on the rating and sizing of conductors for specific motor applications. This section covers conductors supplying several motors on a single branch circuit. For the conductors supplying several motors on a single branch circuit, the ampacity of conductors shall not be less than 125% of the full load current rating of the largest motor plus the sum of the full load current ratings of all other motors in the group. This section ensures the conductor is appropriately sized to handle the load of multiple motors operating simultaneously. Improper sizing of conductors can lead to overheating and potential fire hazard. Proper termination of wires is critical for safety and reliability. Wires should be securely fastened under screw terminals to prevent loose connections, which can cause arcing and overheating. Terminals should be tightened to the manufacturer's specifications to ensure a proper connection without damaging the wire or terminal. If the furnace demands more than 15 amps, a wire gauge with a higher ampacity rating, such as 12/2 Romex, is necessary. 12/2 Romex is typically rated for 20 amps, but it's essential to confirm the specific rating of the wire being used. It's also necessary to use a circuit breaker or fuse that matches the wire's ampacity rating to provide proper overload protection. Consulting with a qualified electrician is always recommended when performing electrical work. Electricians have the training and experience to ensure that the wiring is done safely and in compliance with all applicable codes. They can also help identify any potential hazards and recommend appropriate solutions.